I know that Marvel has been in a bit of a downtrend since, well, Thanos. But with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, I am really excited for the future of Marvel now. The return of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
New mask, same task.
But more importantly, there's a movie coming out soon that I am so excited for, and that movie is The Thunderbolts. And now let me explain why. Aside from the absolute amazing cast that's going to be in this movie, it feels like an Avengers movie. That's what this movie feels like to me, an Avengers movie, mixed with Guardians of the Galaxy, mixed with Suicide Squad. I can honestly say that I don't think that Marvel has ever done anything like this. And with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, I think that Marvel knows what the audience wants to see now.
I'm much calmer now.
They just want to see some people kick ass, take names. And I think that this cast is exactly going to do that. You have Florence Pugh literally reprising her role of Yelena Belova, except in this movie, she's literally labeled as Black Widow, which makes me think that she's going to take up the moniker of the Black Widow in the Avengers. You have Lewis Pullman, who's going to be freaking Sentry. Finally, Marvel's going to have their own version of Superman. That's something to be excited for. Sebastian Stan's coming back as the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes.
The Winter Soldier. That guy is so cool.
David Harbour, the Russian Captain America. Now, David Harbour's awesome because everybody who's enjoyed Stranger Things will love seeing him in this movie. Harrison Ford's supposed to be in this, and we know that in the new Captain America, he's going to be the Red Hulk, so maybe the Red Hulk makes an appearance. You have Ghost, Hannah John Kamen. Never really my favorite character, but to be honest, I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do with her character. Daniel Bruhl is listed in the cast. I don't know if we're going to get Baron Zemo or not, but that would be certainly frigging awesome if we did. But I know this is going to come as a shock to you guys, but I am most excited to see Wyatt Russell as John Walker, American Agent, which is basically an anti-hero version of Captain America. Again, this movie has all the makings of being a cult classic and could be what Marvel needs to win back the audience that they've lost. I'm gonna be honest, I really feel like that Marvel learned a lot from Deadpool and Wolverine, and that is when you give the fans what they want, chances are you're gonna make a crap ton of money. And I think it's about time that they finally figured that out. So a lot of people in the comments are saying, finally, this feels like a Marvel movie again. It's like a return to form for Disney. Now, I know they got a shit ton of characters already in this movie. I feel like they missed an opportunity not throwing Moon Knight in there, but I feel like they probably have different plans for him in the future. But, let me tell you, I'm finally excited for Marvel again. I can't even tell you the last time I've been excited for a movie like this. Now, I was excited for Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously, because Deadpool just is one of those franchises that seem to know their audience very well, and they don't seem to miss very often. But to finally get like an Avengers-style movie that we feel like we haven't gotten in a while just feels so good. Not to mention that there's going to be a lot of characters in this film that I feel like have been mishandled. I feel like this particular group of characters have the ability to tell a really compelling story, which is something that Marvel has seemed to push aside for just political posturing. But I think that it would be a mistake to not realize the cultural shift that's taking place in this country at the moment, and I think that Disney's aware of that, and at the end of the day, they can only take so many L's before they wake up and realize that they probably need to get back to what made them popular in the first place, and that is compelling stories. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the trailer, and I want to break down some of the things that stuck out to me, some of the things I'm very excited for, maybe a little bit of speculation here and there, but mostly excitement. So there's two trailers that came out. Trailer number 2 just seems to be more of an extended scene version of the end of trailer 1. So what I'm just going to do is put them both together and we'll talk about them as one. Let's go. So in trailer number 1, Yelena is knocking up at the door of Alexei, who is the Red Guardian, aka the Russian Captain America. So if you've seen the Black Widow, then you know Yelena knows Alexei because they were on a mission together where they were pretending to be a family in the Black Widow movie. Yelena goes in, then talks to Alexei. You can clearly see that Alexei's not really having the best of time and that he's kind of just become a load and just living off a DoorDash and watching TV and getting fatter. And then she says, "Do you feel fulfilled?" To which he says,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled.
Obviously, this is sarcasm. Nothing fulfilling about the life he's living at the moment, compared to what he was doing when he was a Russian operative. We then cut to Bucky, who is actually looking like some type of congressman or senator of some type, which I'm shocked that a guy who's murdered as many people as he has would be allowed to do that, but I don't really know the rules around it. Plus, it's a movie, so suspend your belief, people, okay, before you judge. We then cut to John Walker, who's sitting in a chair in front of what looks like his child in a crib, reading a story about how he's fallen from grace. I think this does a really good job of humanizing John Walker, because remember, when he took up the mantle of Captain America, he didn't have any super soldier serum.
I don't have the flashiest gadgets, I don't have super strength. But what I do have is guts.
He was just a badass guy who loved his country. Now, because he killed a terrorist, apparently he's some sort of laughing stock, which I feel like if that happened in real life, he would still be celebrated as a hero. Oh no, he got blood on Cap's shield. What are we gonna do? Get over it. We then see Yelena Belova basically performing terroristic acts in other countries, but I guess that Yelena's not feeling fulfilled enough by blowing up other buildings in other countries, because she looks incredibly bored while she's doing all this. In fact, she says as much in the trailer. Quick cut to Yelena kicking people's asses and then walking into what looks like could be Avengers Tower. What she's looking for, I don't know. When out of nowhere, John Walker comes out of the shadows firing a gun at Yelena, trying to straight up just murk her right off the bat. No conversation, no nothing. He's just looking for blood. Remember, anti-hero Captain America. This ain't your daddy's Captain America. Then they're accompanied by Taskmaster and Ghost. And yes, it's unfortunately still the same shitty Taskmaster from before. But look, at this point, I'm just happy that there's a couple comic book accurate characters in this movie. There's a really cool fight scene here where it looks like everybody's just trying to kill everybody, which Battle Royale, I'm here for it. Then a box gets knocked over, which gets everyone to stop fighting, which you would think during a fight that a box getting knocked over wouldn't stop everybody from trying to kill each other, but movies, right? And out steps Bob, which ironically is funny because in Top Gun, he also played a character named Bob.
What do they call you?
Bob?
No, your call sign.
Bob.
I wonder if there's like a crossover between this Bob and the Bob from Top Gun. Wouldn't that be something wild? But this isn't just any Bob. This is the Bob to end all Bobs, because this Bob is Sentry. Now, of course, in the movie, these guys don't know that yet, but we know this because it's obviously in the credits and some things have already been leaked. Now, why am I making such a big deal about Bob being Sentry? Well, because Sentry is probably one of the most, if not the most powerful character in all of Marvel Comics. But he's also one of the most complicated and the most dangerous. Because even though Sentry is a Superman-esque like character, there's a part of Sentry that is known as the Void, which is a very powerful evil being. I think the Sentry could easily be the big bad of this movie while also being one of the heroes. It'll be interesting to see how the story plays out, where the Sentry will either have to decide to be the good version or the bad version of himself. But either way, if the Thunderbolts are tasked with taking him down, that is going to make for some very interesting storytelling. Because again, there's never been a character like this in Marvel. I mean, the closest you can get is Moon Knight with his split personalities. I guess that's kind of the same thing as Sentry, but we're talking about a power level that is almost like Super Saiyan, blows away Captain Marvel type energy here. Anyway, though, enough. I could go on about Sentry for hours. Maybe I'll do a video if you guys want about Sentry and I'll tell you all about his story. But let's get back to this trailer. So again, Bob introduces himself. He doesn't seem like a very imposing figure at this moment, but I think that's all by design. Then Yelena asks who sent you, to which they all start realizing that different people sent them all there basically to kill one another, which makes a light bulb go off in their head that thinks, someone wants us dead.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
But who?
You were all sent?
Then one by one, all the doors close on them, which obviously seems like a trap. Then Yelena monologues saying, you know what? We're all kind of shitty people, to be honest with you. We have that in common. After the doors close, a timer pops up, which obviously looks like some type of bomb, which everybody goes, oh shit, we are all about to die. Of course, we don't see how they get out of this situation because it's a trailer, but then Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who's playing Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who's kind of like an Amanda Waller style character in the Marvel Universe now. You guys may know her from Suicide Squad. Not Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but Amanda Waller from Suicide Squad. She's not in the Marvel Universe, but it's kind of like the same character, like the head secret boss of a government agency who is really into some shady ops that take place on the DL. Gives a monologue about how we grew up believing that there was good people and there was bad people, but anybody who's ever met anybody knows that it's never that black and white. There's always gray area of what makes a good person and a bad person. Valentina goes on to say there's bad people and then there's worse people. Not very optimistic, is she? Which I think is why this movie is going to be so successful, because we're taking a bunch of anti-heroes and we're trying to make them do good things. Kind of like the Suicide Squad, except these people aren't as like straight villainous as they are. You know, these people still have their morals. These people still have character. They still want to do the right thing. These people aren't the straight up villains that you get in this Suicide Squad movies that are being forced to do it at risk of death. The people in the Thunderbolts believe in their heart that they're good people and they want to be good people, but they have done things that make people think that they're not good people. So this is not exactly Suicide Squad, but the themes are there, but it's not quite the same, which I think will make for a very interesting dynamic. This is where we're going to switch to the second trailer, which picks up basically where that one left off and does a bit more of a scene. So in this scene, we're driving a limo down the highway with John Walker, Ghost in the back, Alexi, the Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, the new Black Widow, in the front seat. 3 Hummers appear on the horizon and they're chasing down the limo, which can't do over 50 miles an hour because apparently Alexi hasn't kept up with the maintenance of this limo, to which John Walker says, "You better speed up, buddy, because they're going to catch up with us real fast." They start trying their best to fight off the Hummers. Alexi flips a switch, which turns it into a party limo, which I think is actually kind of funny. But then out of nowhere, the Hummers just one by one are taken out, and voila, there is Bucky in total badassery form, and they think they're saved, but then Bucky ends up shooting the limo, which takes them out. And this is where the trailer ends up ending. As I had mentioned before, there's a lot of people in the comments who seem to be really excited for this movie. I'm one of them. A lot of people have been saying, now this feels like a Marvel movie, which is something that I haven't seen in a Marvel movie trailer for quite some time. Usually I see comments that are just like another trash Disney product, or, oh, here we go again. But for once, it does seem like there's a lot of excitement building around this movie, which I'm here for. I hope you're here for. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the Thunderbolts? I am. I think that this movie could finally be Disney getting back on track with making storytelling the priority, along with some really kick-ass action. After all, that's what comics were meant to do, make us believe the unbelievable. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys going to see Thunderbolts? Did you see the trailer? Are you excited for it? Which character are you excited to see the most? For me, it's John Walker. It's going to be nice to see someone back in that traditional Cap uniform, even though it's black, which I think is even more badass. And if you like videos like this, let me know. Do you want me to do some character breakdowns? I would love to tell you more about Sentry. I would love to tell you more about John Walker, but I need to know from you guys that that's something that you're interested in seeing. With that said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, it's your boy again. I just wanted to let you guys know that there's a second channel that I have called Later with Lately, where we break down all things internet related, drama, breaking stories, all things of that nature. So if you guys like the content you see here, please consider giving that channel a subscribe as well. See you guys soon.